The Disney Star Wars fan is loyal to the Empire, like a stormtrooper, but much like any other progressive, they see themselves as the heroes, even when they're doing villainous things. It began with Ripley Pod, cutting together a scissor wheel of hatred and bigotry.
A handful of YouTubers have jeopardized the safety of our community and the creatives we love. For too long, the Star Wars fandom demands action. Team YouTube, demonetize Nerdrotic, Ryan Kennel, RK Outposts, Geeks and Gamers. Hate should not be a career path.
Ripley Pod decided to go full dustboard and used a cancel/bully skill in combination.
You've been canceled.
Ah, Dustborn, you were a window into the mind of the modern Twitter progressive.
Let's trigger ourselves.
I'm not sure he realized how inappropriately angled his arm was.
I guess making videos about how bad the Acolyte was endangering someone, somehow, somewhere, and it all makes sense if you don't think about it.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Now what I don't understand is why does this video include Lisa Jones from Ghostbusters? What's the connection here? The last I heard about this woman, she was complaining that men didn't want to date her.
Leslie Jones has a message for the eligible men out there. We not all crazy, y'all just broke. Leslie Jones said she has been coming across men that can't get hard when it's time to have sex with her.
Honey! Honey! Ah!
She goes on to say today's generation of men are weak. They have erectile dysfunction.
Daddy, chill.
Okay, so it was worse than I remember. Got it. Milo Yiannopoulos. What the hell does he have to do with Star Wars? He hasn't been relevant in like over 10 years. Okay, now we're at the meat and potatoes. Nerdrotic is the devil. Oh no, it's Ryan Kennel. He says mean things.
You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch.
Geeks and Gamers. Oh my god.
Stop him!
The Gestapo of F&T. And he always wears a hat. Okay, well, here are the 10 demandments from Ripley after adding Team YouTube.
Dear Team YouTube, yada yada yada, Amanda Steinberg, she, they, them. Candid comment on Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol.
It's hard to miss it considering she said it like 5 times.
Vitriol, and vitriol. Hatred, rampage, bigotry.
The long and the short of this overly long piece of garbage is basically boo-hoo, Ryan Kennel and D-Day Cobra and Nerdrotic, they're getting views and making money and nobody's watching our channels. Nobody really wants to see positive Star Wars stuff because everything that Star Wars has done is stupid. So if you could demonetize them and lower them in the YouTube rankings, people might actually watch us. Thank you very much. They also said they hate black people. That's essentially what this said. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm not reading the rest of this.
Action is required. The fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from hateful YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path.
My God, this was written by someone totally gay. If you thought the Acolyte sucked and Amanda Steinberg has less range than Keanu Reeves, you're a racist.
You are racist.
That's where we are now. But creating an actual cancellation campaign of targeted harassment while also crying about the guys and screaming that they're villains is the height of cognitive dissonance. Of course, Disney Shield sprang into action to take down more popular content creators.
Kyle Katarn, it's time for you to be part of the solution, Team YouTube. While you continue to allow these channels to be monetized, you are incentivizing hatred and racism.
I remember seeing this guy in a Twitter clip. He's a total Disney shill that no one pays attention to. He got more engagement off of this one tweet than he's gotten off of a month of videos. It'd be like that sometimes.
The fandom menace has run rampant for far too long. Now a flourishing cottage industry of thinly veiled bigots has been able to thrive while making the fandom space a cesspool of hatred. It's time for the YouTube to step up and enforce their TOS.
Uncle Roger said no.
Yes, I see. YouTubers are the ones to blame for the apathy towards Star Wars that all of the world is experiencing. It's all because of Nerdrotic, Ryan Kennel, and Geeks and Gamers. Otherwise, people would have loved Rey Skywalker. It's moments like these when Nick Avocado's villain speeches don't sound so crazy, and I begin to understand him. And that's when I worry that I've been doing this for far too long.
Look at all these consumers, all of these lost and bored people, consuming anything that they're told to consume.
Molly Demon, or Demon, or whatever. I've spoken at length about all of this in the past, but the only way things get better is if Team YouTube does something to discourage this kind of content. Until then, it will only get worse.
How do you figure? I'm pretty sure Nerdrotic was doing the same thing back when he didn't make any money. Your assessment is wrong. The shows just suck, and people resonate with people saying, yeah, I saw it and it blows ass.
We really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. Mind you, they're reporting to the channel the usual static reply. Molly's like, I will report those bigots. They will not get away with what they've done to my Manny.
And then someone tries to speak sense into her, but Western women speaking sense into them only works when they find you attractive or respect you.
I'm pleading with you to take a step back and think about what you're doing. This can very easily get taken to court of law, and lawyer fees are expensive. Have you thought this through properly?
Hell no, she hasn't. Nerdrotic's the devil, dummy. Get with the program. We've gone from occupying Wall Street to protecting billion-dollar companies. That Star Wars girl entered the fray by ratting out Molly.
This person you are replying to is currently a part of a mass hate campaign attempting to deplatform/cancel a bunch of fellow YouTubers because they don't like them, which goes directly against your TOS. If you're going to look into anything, start there.
That will require someone to give a damn, and you know better than anyone, Anna, that they don't care. Unless you're Mr. Beast. Then they love you long time. Molly Damon is from Star Wars Explained, which is another shield channel that doesn't get the views of Nerdrotic, or even Ryan, or Geeks and Gamers. This was never about anything other than power and who gets to use it. That's a line from the Acolyte. It's almost like he watched it. Going through her timeline, it's clear she has a crush on Manny from the Acolyte, like most women who support the show. Good lord, the thirst is real with this one.
If he comes on to the Acolyte panel, I might just faint. A few more clips of Manny talking about his favorite scenes from the film and the Acolyte, and how fun it was to snap Yord's neck.
What was your favorite scene to act in the Acolyte? You were great on the show, by the way.
Thank you. My favorite scene, so many.
Cool. There's something really weird to me about middle-aged women that have celebrity crushes. It's like, this is fine when you're a teenager or something, but you should grow out of it by the time you're 22.
The worst part about hearing the Acolyte is canceled is that this will absolutely impact my ability to enjoy more new projects for Star Wars. I feel like everything I went through while the show was on was for nothing. I don't enjoy being depressed and cynical about the fandom.
What did you go through? I went through it so much. I saw so many people on my timeline said it sucked. Oh my god, I could barely sleep at night. Manny. Also, she clearly leans far left, so anything near the center is alt-right in her mind. It's probably bigoted too. So basically, she's the typical vote for more of the same to bring about change. Huzzah!
Camilla serving Mothra realness?
Other than that, her Twitter is a dead zone. Just as dead as her channel. With locked comments to boot. Brave and stunning. I only want to hear from my echo chamber.
Jacob, it's absolutely fine to dislike a certain character or particular story. However, when the hate is mainly rooted in blatant racism, sexism, ableism, and any other form of bigotry, that's when it needs to be addressed and subsequently handled. Freedom of speech is not and never will equate to freedom from consequences, and harassing actors as well as specific individuals simply enjoying the show that have put lots of hard work and dedication into a project will never be okay. I'm glad to know that there are other people sharing this, and I hope that YouTube does act accordingly.
Whatever gay shit he says.
This will go horribly wrong for you guys. No proof of racist or sexist attacks on any of the cast that worked in the Acolyte. You are like the only part of the Star Wars community that sees everything through race, and it's not what it's supposed to be. Star Wars.
The only time you ever hear about someone being a woman or a minority is when progressives start screaming. Oh, he said they suck. Well, it's a woman and she's black, kind of. And it's like, what does that have to do with the fact she can't act? It doesn't create a shield for her as a human being.
You are racist.
Or is she a they, them still? You know, like all these stupid rules you got to play along for some weirdo that has glasses that are so thick. A guy that's never been in a fist fight in his life. I got to hear what he has to say. I'm sorry, I'm just sick. None of these events Jacob mentioned took place. This is a tactic of the progressive, trying to string people up on trumped-up charges. It's akin to a cop stopping someone for jaywalking, then arresting them for murder. Of course, YouTube informed the lynch mob that no TOS violation was made, no matter how they squealed online and claimed it was racism. And of course, the progressives went progressively insane after this news, as Master of the TDS highlights.
This is not only unjust, it's dangerous. Do better, YouTube. Just today, Geeks and Gamers had a stream that contained the implied sexual assault of a woman as a joke, multiple uses of the R slur, and gay used as an insult.
Oh, all the boys love Homo Lulu.
Casual transphobia, and the use of fig as a proxy for the F slur.
Welcome to hanging out with heterosexual men, Jord.
YouTube, I watched a live stream with men that had testosterone in their bodies, and I was mortified. I was simply mortified. There wasn't a segment of Drag Race. Ryan Kendall refused to put on a wig and panties. I vomited in my mouth and pissed my pants. Then someone in chat called me a fig.
I did that on Stu.
Thanks for the casual, all lowercase confirmation of your cowardice. I hope you all give yourselves a round of applause in the Team YouTube office today, and then send an email to the advertisers so they know it's okay to say half black biatch in the R slur in your platform, you animals.
This guy is regarded. How do you like that? Is that better for you? I'm not reading the rest of these, Stu. It's already too long and too stupid. They also paid for spam bots to try and make it seem like a bigger issue than it was. It didn't work. Ripley Pod threw a tiny tantrum after this came out.
This is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there were 10 videos in the question. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advisors will be hearing more from us soon.
I hope they do more stupid shit and then it turns into a lawsuit and they get raked over the coals.
Additionally, I would like to point out that Team YouTube, that nobody in the Star Wars fandom has requested select videos be removed, simply that a handful of YouTube channels should be demonetized. The lack of clarity in your response to address our real concern is appalling.
Get a life, bro. This is such a nothing burger. There's so much worse stuff going on in the world than someone telling you your favorite Star Wars show is garbage. The dying from the bed epilogue. By September 9th, it was obviously clear that the canceled nerderotic, geeks and gamers, etc. movement just wasn't flying. And it was also very clear that the people involved broke TOS themselves. To cover their asses, they pretended to give a damn, essentially.
The amount of backpedaling here is hilarious. You're a pathetic liar who participated in a targeted harassment campaign set on destroying other content creators' livelihoods. You're just embarrassed you got caught, called out, and they have grounds to take legal action against you. Grow up and get help. You seriously need it.
What I love about that Star Wars girl is like she does this all day. She just fights with people. Someone gives me some sort of trouble, I shrug it off. I'm like, I got better things to do than to argue with you on Twitter all day. I'm killing it. I'm winning.
Interviews, hard-hitting journalism.
Thank you for all your love and support over the past few days. It really means a lot. I never started any sort of campaign. I just agreed and shared 2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast, who I guess wanted to remain anonymous. All of this. Love you all.
Come on, girl. We got the screen caps. Don't play. You literally told YouTube you would help report these videos. You got sister. But they won't do anything because YouTube don't care enough. And we should all thank God for it.
Anyway, I had a great workout today.
The most lame, basic middle-aged woman thing to say. Like, I'm middle-aged, but I'm in good shape because I had such a good workout. Like, we're her simps or something. We're like, oh my God, Molly, tell me about how the sweat just rolled up your tummy. The weather is finally cooling off. And the pumpkin spice is flowing. Nothing can ruin oh God, my fall vibes. It's the season for giving. I'm going to be right next to Mr. Medicare. It also reflected on Star Wars Explained Social Blade page. It's clear that they're hemorrhaging followers. Pretty soon they're going to have less subscribers than me, which I'm pretty sure for them would be a massive blow to the ego children. Ripley Pod was hoping to recreate the outrage Carlos Maza once pulled off in 2018, creating an apocalypse that only hurt small-time YouTube content creators such as myself because a gay man's feelings were hurt, and he wanted to remove the ability for Steven Crowder to make money. And the fact that other people were damaged by it didn't matter to him because he was a rich communist. Pretty typical. Champagne socialist, am I right? It's 2024 Twitter. It's no longer run by people not fit to manage their own lives, let alone decide the outcome of events for normal human beings that know their gender. We are no longer walking through life with blindfolds on, believing every asshole that screams, "He's a racist." Just because you don't like something or someone, it doesn't make them a bigot or a villain. It makes them different. And that's a fact of life that you will have to come to grips with, or you're going to have a pretty bumpy ride till the day you die. I'd rather go out with a smile on my face than miserable 24/7, believing everyone is a cartoonish villain